Alright, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Trey Swish back again with another video. Today we have a really interesting topic which I kind of completely forgot about. Sorry, I just woke up, it's late. I accidentally fell asleep right after work. So I'm getting right to it. Disney loses big against Gina Carano and Elon Musk. This is a huge topic that I want to cover just because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And honestly, I think like the Star Wars fandom, it's always had its, toss and turns and division and different opinions and stuff like that. But ever since the Gino situation, it's been very prevalent that it's not just separation between different ideas and preferences of canon and shit like that. It's more like a political difference now. Star Wars is practically Republicans versus Democrats, and it's fucking annoying, and I can't stand it. So let's get into this because this is a huge case. And Disney fucking lost, so that's awesome in my opinion. So yeah,
let's start with the Gina complaint. Now, we're going to go through this procedurally and kind of read through this. It is not too long. It's 10 pages. So we're just going to read.
Legal Mindset, by the way. Legal Mindset. He's the same guy that I did the Power World video on. Dude is pretty great.
Read through the whole thing because I like to give you guys the original. I like to give it to you raw.
Oh, geez.
This is fresh off the presses. This was literally recorded at the court on 10/15. Okay. It just went public. It takes a couple days for them to upload these things and get out there.
This is gonna be really interesting because I've had to read a legal document before, and I didn't understand shit. That shit was fucking. I don't know if you ever read one of these, but it's fucking confusing as fuck. Yeah. So hopefully he guides us through it because I'm very, very intrigued in this process and what happened.
So
and if you don't know why Gina and Elon Musk of all people are suing Disney is because pretty much she got fired because she posted a political meme back in 2020 during COVID when everybody was like ramped up. Elon was going crazy. Everybody right or left was really at each other's throats on Twitter, social media, everywhere. The Floyd situation. So yeah, it was really crazy times, and her getting fired from The Mandalorian was kind of wild, out of pocket in my opinion, just because it wasn't a meme. She was just expressing like her it wasn't even like her coming out as like a Republican in my opinion. She was just expressing a viewpoint she noticed during this crazy time. And she got fired for it, which is wild because she like had a whole series like side TV show that was supposed to be about her. I think it was like Star Wars Rangers, which I was actually really excited for. Like, it wasn't like, oh wow, I can't wait for this show, but I was like, I'm gonna watch it. It seems cool. I like Gina and the Mandalorian. She did really cool. Forgot completely she was in the UFC, and yeah, that's what happened. Elon Musk eventually find out exactly everything that happened somehow, and then he's like, dude, I just want to fund this for you. So yeah, it might have been him being petty because of his situation with was it the CEO of Disney? I can't remember his name, but yeah,
going out.
That guy.
It is the United States District of United States District Court, Central District of California.
Yep,
Gina Carano plaintiff versus Walt Disney Company, Lucasfilm, and Huckleberry Industries.
Yep.
This is the sub company that was over the Matrix. Nope. Sorry, the Matrix, the Mandalorian.
There we go.
Mandalorian. Because this is
I was like, wait a second, it's the wrong video.
Related to her casting on the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
How did I say the Matrix? Oh my God. And this is case number 224
right now,
CV 101009 SPG SK. You can look up the case. It's in California. It's in federal court, but this is the district court. So this is, if you imagine courts, there's 3 levels.
All right.
There's
just the first one?
State courts, which have the basic court, right?
Okay.
The lowest level of court, whatever that level is in the state, they call it different stuff. Usually it's district court, but it can be called something else.
Okay, so this is the first level.
Yeah, the district court, the appellate court, and the Supreme Court. Both at the state level and at the federal level. So this is at the district court level. Now, this is a motion, this is actually an order denying a motion for interlocutory appeal. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to get this sent up to the appellate court. They wanted to raise it one level to answer a legal.
It's like a flash pass to Because if you get denied, then you just go move. You can like appeal to get moved up. If you get denied again, you can appeal to get moved up to the Supreme Court. But you have to they have to take in your cases. It's very rare. They throw out a lot of cases. They don't don't get approved. The appeal doesn't get approved, right? So yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know what the second level was though. That's yeah, vocab words. Dyslexia.
Issue.
It happens.
Because in certain extreme circumstances, very extreme and extraordinary, you can go up to the appellate level to answer certain legal issues.
First level.
However, it's extraordinarily rare, it's hardly ever granted, and it's hardly ever appropriate. Right? Now, once the whole case has been decided, they can appeal. But here's where Disney needed to rely on this. They needed to rely on this because they don't want discovery. This is what I said from the...
Okay. That makes complete sense. They don't want their emails leaked or text messages or whatever kind of evidence that they have where pretty much the U.S. government would come in and be like, hey, we need all the evidence. We're literally wiping your servers or whatever, making copies of everything.
Beginning.
I think
Disney doesn't want their emails getting out there because they can get some serious corporate damage if their emails get out there and they say, yeah, we actively discriminate against white people. Yeah,
bro, imagine if that shit came out. Oh my god. Because it's an assumption a lot of people have, right? Everyone assumes that Disney is now quote unquote woke. I hate the word woke. It's used so much now. So fucking annoying. I can't stand when people use that shit in their titles and all this kind of stuff. It just bugs me, right? It just bugs me. But a lot of people assume that Disney's gone that direction. There's been, actresses like the Snow White situation, a couple other stuff. Disney has some stuff that I do like. I like Star Wars in general, so it's kind of hard to screw up the whole franchise. And there's parts and stuff that's screwed up that I still appreciate for sure. But if the emails were leaked and I guarantee you there's gonna be something. Well, I don't know. Could they erase that shit? How does that work with emails and stuff like that? I guess it lasts forever. They go straight to the source, straight to Gmail or whoever the email provider is. They have a secret domain or something. Have all the emails locked up forever. I don't know. I fucking no idea. I'm not a tech guy by any means. I'm a dude that knows design, architecture, video games, and sports. So
we actively discriminate against people who are espousing Republican views, people that are not espousing the party line, that people that are going against what Joe Biden said or what the government narrative is, right?
Yeah.
That will really hurt them as a company. Publicly, it will shame them. They've been hiding this fact. They've been denying this fact.
It'll be the nail in the fucking coffin. Bro, the stock, oh my God, their stock will fucking plummet.
The fact that would...
It's already plummeting, but you know what I mean.
Get out there would absolutely wreck them as a company. They would take a massive hit, right? It would be really, really bad for them.
Yeah.
Right? They might even face a shareholder lawsuit over it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with that, right? Because they made statements that they don't do that they don't engage in that behavior, whereas we know that they actually do engage in that
shit,
behavior.
He said it.
They've been very clear.
He said it. I didn't think he would say that. Okay. Dude's based.
Here. So that's why it's interlocutory, right? Now it's denying. So that tells you how this came out. We have a spoil.
Sorry. I'm gonna adjust the frame of this video. I just realized it's not proportional. I can't see my dude's head on here. There you go, guys. Sorry about that.
On how this came out. It was denied, meaning we have in the opening, we know that Gina won and Disney lost.
That's crazy.
And now one thing I will say is, and this is a very good thing.
But why was it denied? And how is there any loopholes that Disney can pull to because they have so much money. Obviously, it's like the Nintendo situation. They can just keep on throwing so much money at lawyers and legal fees and stuff like that, right?
To point out, I have always told you guys, Disney's number one superpower is not smart lawyers.
Oh, what?
It's lawyers that can tie you up in procedure.
Oh, exactly.
It's lawyers that will tie you up in court for years, and you're going to run out of money.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Disney's power is. And this is exactly what this was trying. Before the court is defendants Walt Disney Company, Lucasfilm, Huckleberry Industry. Huckleberry. I mean, when you bring in Huckleberry, it's going to No, it doesn't sound good.
No.
And their motion to certify for interlocutory appeal and stay of proceedings. The court has read and considered the motion and concluded that it is suitable for decision without oral argument. Bro, Disney got beat so bad. This is how bad it was.
They weren't allowed to talk?
Disney got beat so bad, they didn't even allow them to speak. Understand this. Usually, they will allow counsel the time to submit a brief, and which is a written.
Bro, this lawyer must have fucked up so bad, or just like the overall like. I'm curious on how they tried to file and like defend this case. Like, oh shit! Let's see.
Written statement of the law, written argument, and also an oral argument. This was so bad they didn't even give them oral argument. That's a shitty argument.
That's crazy.
That's a really shitty argument.
Someone's getting fired, bro. Someone's getting fired.
Which means they were just doing this for delay. They probably knew, even the lawyers probably knew this wasn't going to work. It's sad. It's so sad.
That's crazy. That's
Having
hilarious.
considered the party submissions, relevant law on the record, the court denies the motion. Plaintiff Gina Carano filed this lawsuit asserting various wrongful discharge and sex discrimination claims after
February 6th. That's pretty quick, honestly. That's the power of Elon, I guess. Elon must have some good ass lawyers.
Defendants terminated her from the Disney Plus show The Mandalorian. Defendants moved to dismiss the complaint, contending the First Amendment barred her claims. Remember, my First Amendment! They lost on that. After considering both parties' briefing and oral arguments, the court issued an order denying their motion to dismiss, so defeating Disney's motion to dismiss, which was their best chance at winning.
Hell yeah.
Defendants answered the complaint and filed an instant motion requesting a certified order for interlocutory appeal and stay of the proceedings. The plaintiff timely opposed and defendants timely replied. So they oppose it and they reply. Disney's lawyers are getting paid so much fucking money for all this unnecessarily filings they throw out. It's ridiculous, right?
Waste of money.
As a general rule, the parties may not appeal a district court's rulings until after the court enters a final judgment. That is a general rule. So interlocutory appeals are special. They're only if, as they say here, pursuant to 28-1292B,
this is the flash pass.
They're only able to appeal if conditions specified in the section are met. And the district court certifies and the Court of Appeals exercises its discretion to take up review.
Okay.
Specifically, it needs to be one of these things.
Okay, what is it?
To get an interlocutory appeal, to go up to the next level before they finish the case, involve a controlling question of law.
What?
As to which there's substantial ground for difference of opinion. And an immediate appeal may materially advance the ultimate termination of the litigation.
So is it like a questionable law? Like a law that's so old, like the definition or the perspective of the law itself is in question?
Even if the three are satisfied, a district court still has the discretion in deciding whether,
which wouldn't be your right to freedom of speech.
They're not to grant it. So even if all those things are true, they still could turn them down.
Okay.
And it has to be a legal issue, not a factual issue. Because the thing is, appellate courts don't answer factual issues. They answer legal issues.
Okay.
And at this point, by the way, we have barely any facts because we haven't gone to discover. A district court should only grant it in exceptional circumstances.
Okay.
In which allowing an interlocutory appeal would avoid.
So Disney wanted to get the flash pass, and they wanted to avoid discovery in the first round. That's what I'm thinking. If I'm wrong and you think I'm wrong, comment down below and correct me. Protracted
and expensive litigation. The party seeking certification has the burden. So Disney had the burden of proving this. An interlocutory appeal should not function to merely provide review of difficult rulings and hard cases. So it's more than just, oh, this is hard, or oh, this is a big case. It has to be a real, contentious, difficult question of law.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of.
Whether a First Amendment right of free speech protects an artistic entity's right to control its own casting decisions by declining to express its art through actors who made widely publicized statements that the entity deems offensive and harmful to its own artistic expression.
Is this what Disney said?
This is complete bullshit. They tried to say that there's some big pending question.
Bro, wait. This is what they said? Whether the First Amendment right to free speech protects an artistic entity right to control its own casting decisions by declining to Bro, they're pretty much saying the First Amendment right to freedom. Bro, they're saying pretty much you don't have the right to talk about politics because it endangers or it's harmful to its own artistic expression. What the fuck? This is completely against our Constitution.
Of law about First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Of an artistic entity.
This is insulting, like, as fuck. Oh my god. They try to pull this shit?
First of all, they're not an artistic entity, they're a fucking business.
Yeah, it's a fucking actor.
Fucking business. To control its casting decisions.
They're acting like this is like some kind of religious fucking shit where you can loop around just because it's a fucking, like, what? What, bro, what?
I mean,
and this is Californian law. Like, I don't know, because this is state law. I'm baffled right now. I might be missing something. I don't know.
Fire and hire people.
I'm not a lawyer by any means,
about whether you wrongly fired her or not, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to reframe to control its casting decisions. You're reframing it to fire somebody based on their political belief by declining to express its art. Oh, we're just artists. We're just expressive artists. Through actors who make widely publicized statements, Gina Carano, that it deems offensive, saying that COVID is
out of hand, going crazy, making people go crazy, because it did. Like, I'm not over here spreading misinformation. People were acting wild during when COVID season was going around. 2020 was a weird year, bro. It's fucking weird. I look back, it's almost been 5 years since then. The world hasn't been the same.
Going off the rails and expressing some opposition to that through memes. Through fucking memes. It's insane. Whether a court must defer at the pleading stage to an expressive entity's concern that associating its art with speech it deems offensive would impair its own expression. Whether an artistic entity has the right to consider an actor's off-the-job political speech when making casting decisions. Whether the First Amendment prohibits the use of state power to control private speech through equitable relief, but allows the use of state power to control private speech through monetary liability. And whether the First Amendment protections identified in cases like Green are applied differently in an employment context.
Green? What the fuck? Is that like an old...
Okay, so...
I'm guessing that's an old court case?
Those were additional ones that the court gave them as a freebie. So they only needed to give them this one, but they considered all of this and they still said whether the defendant identifies a controlling issue of law. So the first question is this a issue of law that needs to be resolved by a higher court?
Yeah.
A controlling question of law must be one of law, not fact. And its resolution must materially affect the outcome of litigation. A pure legal question is one whose answer is independent from the facts. So the law is something that is true regardless of whatever the facts are.
Free versus hungry.
Regardless. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
It's just, it is the law. I am the law. Right? It's the Judge Dredd. A party presents a controlling legal question when it alleges that a court articulated an incorrect legal standard. In contrast, where the question posed for appellate review would necessitate a detailed inquiry into the record, meaning if you need to look at any facts, it is likely a question of fact or a mixed question of fact and law. And we do not, we do not mix fact and law. We do not deal with the intermingling of fact and law. We keep them.
Whoa. What's that from? I fucking know that quote. Sounds like a Frank Underwood quote, but I don't think it is.
Separate. Now, they're not equal. Law is more important than fact. There's a little bit of a two-tier system here. But
is he just like playing with that accent? Because that sounds like some shit that Frank Underwood would say.
We do not mix fact and law when it comes to interlocutory reviews. The question must be a pure question of law, quickly, that can be resolved quickly and without having to study the record.
AKA, they need discovery.
Routine applications of settled legal standards the facts alleged in the complaint are not proper for interlocutory review. Here, defendants contend by virtue of having ruled on a motion to dismiss, the order necessarily raises a question of law. So they're saying because we lost our motion to dismiss, it's automatically a question of law. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense, to be honest.
I don't know what the fuck it means. If it doesn't make sense to him, shit, it don't make sense to him. Don't make sense to me.
Position plaintiffs argue that defendants in fact seek review of a question of fact, but not one of law. The court agrees here that defendants have failed to present a pure question of law suitable for review. So boom, they lose. What they're asking them to do,
I feel like we've seen denied all over this goddamn thing. And how many pages are we down through this thing?
These things, 10? When they ask them these questions,
we're only at page 4
about the statements, about their artistic expression.
Yeah,
you need to look at the fucking statement to determine whether or not this is even an issue. You need to look at the underlying statements.
Wait, they haven't even looked at the memes yet? What?
You need to look at the facts. We don't have those yet.
How are you supposed to fucking solve an investigation without the fucking evidence? What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Oh my god.
We don't.
So, I could be
as an initial matter, the invocation implicit is misplaced. Placid arose on direct appeal. It was dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. So they're citing other cases. Defendants contend that ruling on a motion to dismiss necessarily concerns a controlling question of law. In fact, defendant's motion makes it clear the real issue is with how the court applied various precedents to the case in hand.
Okay.
In effect, defendants seek an opportunity to have the Ninth Circuit review whether the court concluded the defendant's affirmative defense was not impenetrable, as required to prevail on a motion to dismiss under Ninth Circuit law. So they're trying to get a second bite of the apple. Why are they trying to do that? They're trying to do that.
They're trying to get someone else to look at, like, what?
Because the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal is one of the most woke, biased, skewing far left.
The fuck is it?
Courts out there in existence. The Ninth Circuit, Federal Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals.
What is this, some woke fucking California board or some shit? Like, what are we doing here? I've never heard of such a thing, a Ninth Circuit.
They wanted to go to the wokest of the woke.
How is a court like infamous for being woke? Like, what are we doing?
Leftist.
I thought court systems were supposed to be like balanced, you know, like Thanos and the pen. Like, balance is key. Like, what the fuck's going on?
The most biased circuit ever in existence in all of the United States, and try to get a favorable ruling from people that they thought would be in their court, because they're, in this case, they're representing the left, and Gina represents the evil far right, even though, once again, Gina is never identified as even a Republican.
Yeah, I've never seen her identify anything like that. She had that little phase where she was tweeting about like stuff like that was like kind of eerie. And you can assume whatever you want to assume, right? For sure. I don't blame you. Like seeing those memes without any like context, I can see where people would be like, whoa, she's far right as fuck. But what she was saying, I'm not even gonna dive into that shit, right? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about politics, right? You can have your fucking opinions. Don't give a fuck. But yeah, that is odd.
She's not even really necessarily political. She had an individual opinion on an individual issue.
Yeah, let him speak about that shit.
That didn't align with the woke narrative that Disney needed to be pushed forward, right? They were pushing for a specific narrative, particularly regarding the pandemic, right? And so they needed to go to that Ninth Circuit in order to get that favorable opinion. Let's continue. Whether defendant establishes substantial growth for difference of opinion. Substantial grounds, for difference of opinion. Even if defendants have raised a controlling question or questions of law, however, they have failed to meet their burden to show substantial ground for difference of opinion. Courts generally find that a substantial ground for difference of opinion exists where the courts are in dispute on the question and the Court of Appeals of the circuit has not spoken on the point. If complicated questions arise under foreign law, or if novel and difficult questions of first impression are presented, in contrast, that settled law might be applied differently does not establish substantial ground for difference of opinion. So saying that law could be applied differently by a different judge is not enough. So a different judge would have ruled a different way. That's not enough. That's not good enough.
Damn, they didn't get the judge they wanted. You can tell that for sure.
Sorry.
This judge ain't in Mickey Mouse's pockets.
Not good enough.
Nope.
Similarly, a substantial ground for difference of opinion is not established by a party's strong disagreement with the court ruling. So, and this is what they had here. Disney was just butthurt that they didn't get a ruling in their favor. That's not enough. Here, defendants have not identified a circuit split on the proposed questions. That means they haven't found courts that have ruled differently. That's what a circuit split means.
Okay.
A circuit split means that there's differences of opinion with different courts. That hasn't been identified on these questions. These are novel questions. Instead, defendants argue that reasonable jurists could disagree about how these precedents apply to the case at hand. That
reasonable, really, literally
is not the standard. And I think
we want a jury, you know. Let's just let us pick them, you know. We know the good, you know. We know the ones that are gonna tell the truth. Let us pick the jury. Come on, you know what we're saying.
Lawyers knew that when they filed this.
Right.
I'm confident they knew that when they filed this. But under Ninth Circuit law, this argument is a paradigmatic example of a failure to establish a substantial ground for difference of opinion.
Okay.
Additionally, although defendants purport that to identify 4 critical aspects of the order's legal analysis, which
I have no idea what purport means. I'm guessing defendants purport to identify, so like push forward, you know, like process. I'm just spitballing here. I have no fucking idea. Purpose, I don't fucking know. God damn it, I'm stupid.
Reasonable jurists could allegedly disagree. Yeah. This portion of the motion fails to accurately characterize the reasoning of either the order or the defendant's case law, let alone show substantial ground for difference of opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it means they aren't even accurately describing
what's
the real arguments.
Yeah.
They're ignoring. Disney is not even making the right arguments.
Well, why would they? Because it's obviously a violation of the Constitution. So they're going to try to spin it, obviously. Like, that makes sense. They can't go against the Constitution, you know? You don't want fucking Gina Carano in the Supreme Court. You know, that's a bad look, you know? It would never get there, though. But
it's crazy.
Guess we'll see.
First, citing Green, defendants argue that reasonable jurists can conclude that the standard applies here, the deference standard applies to the entirety of the lawsuit, including the pleading stage. Defendants contend that this began as a motion to dismiss and was converted to summary judgment only on a limited issue of no relevance here. Defendants also assert the Ninth Circuit's ruling in Green was not based on a developed summary judgment record of undisputed facts. Defendants are wrong. So literally straight up saying,
damn,
Disney is wrong.
Failed the test.
The district court converted the motion to dismiss into a motion of summary judgment so the parties could engage in limited discovery and submit supplemental briefing on a question of whether Miss USA is an expressive association and to evaluate the pageant's freedom of speech claim.
Oh, this is like based off a pre-existing. Yeah.
The limited issue on which Green was converted to summary judgment was on the question of whether the defendant was an expressive association. Far from being of no relevance to the order, this question is essentially relevant. So saying in that case, it's much different than here.
Yeah.
It's entirely different.
This shit ain't relevant, bruh.
In contrast, the order was not decided in such a posture, meaning this is a different case.
Bro, isn't me, I've never, like, this judge seems like it's just roasting the fuck out of their lawyers right now.
Second, defendants contend the order held that the First Amendment does not confer on expressive entities the right to disclose with performers, right to disassociate with performers based on their off-the-job political speech. So the point is, Disney's trying to say, we want to be able to fire people based on what they say off the job.
Fuck no.
Based on their political speech.
Bro, what crazy times do we live in? It is fucking weird, bro. It is so weird. And I was listening to a podcast about Rome, and they were talking about how like, it was like 250 years of kings and queens or whatever, and the 500 years of the Republic, which is what we got. And there was 500 years of the you know, the empire with the emperors and all that kind of thing. It's just like eerie, like I don't know why, but it just feels like the Republic right now is kind of crumbling.
which is at the core.
Which obviously this does not show that at all, right? Because this is showing that, we got standards in this bitch. Thank God we do.
Of the labor law. The labor law literally says you cannot do this. The labor law literally says California business entities cannot fire people for politics.
Is that like a state thing? I don't know how labor laws work at all, or unions really. I get the concept of them. I don't know exactly how they work though.
And the reason why they did that was to prevent the evil conservative corporations from firing left-wing employees.
What?
But guess what?
Oh, so it is state. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Here's how it backfired.
Yeah.
Most major corporations.
Because back in the day, there used to be a lot of Republicans in California. My family actually lived in California back in the day. They had a recession and they moved out to Texas because my family's very religious, very Christian, and I don't care if you're religious at all. I'm not gonna force that shit down your throat or nothing like that. I got a lot of friends that are agnostic, all sorts of things. I don't give a fuck. We're all humans at the end of the day, and but yeah, they moved out because like a lot of people. There used to be a lot of Christians there. That's how my family met. My parents did. They're in the church, and you don't really care about this, but pretty much they moved to Texas because no one in school like was Christian at all anymore. It was weird. My parents didn't like that vibe. That's them. So they're the parents. They can do what they want.
Are now left, and I imagine.
And I was like a little baby, so I don't remember shit.
And this law may be repealed because they're going to realize that in California, say, "Oh wait, shit, this is working against our political side."
Yeah.
So we're going to get rid of this law.
That makes sense. That would be bad. That would be unfortunate for sure.
Change this lawsuit, right?
No, it's too late.
Even if California scrambled, but I guarantee you they may change that law because they realize, oh wait, all the big corporations are now actually really, really left aligned.
That'd be such a fat L. That'd be such a fat bro. Being able to be fired of your political opinion is fucking crazy. I don't even understand how that how is that even possible with the Constitution? Like what the fuck? What happened to freedom of speech? We have to have state laws to enforce this shit too. Like what?
Actually, California corporations. Any corporation that's still in California, headquartered a major corporation, is extraordinarily left aligned.
I would assume that, but that's a very, very, very broad brush you're painting with, right?
It's the way it is. The court will not certify or appeal a straw man argument conjured up by defendants in an apparent attempt.
Pardon my lap, bro. I literally just woke up. I'm goofy as fuck right now. When I'm tired, bro, I get goofy as fuck.
Create conflict between the order and the case law.
I don't know why I'm listening to this shit when I wake up.
They literally called Disney's argument
a straw man argument. Oh shit!
These guys are getting bent over legally.
Mickey Mouse. Oh man, he a bottom now.
Similarly, defendants mischaracterize a 3-sentence.
What do you say?
They can't even get 3 sentences right. This judge is cooking Disney.
Oh, facts. He's
roasting Disney.
Yep.
Exactly. They mischaracterize a 3-sentence
I gotta take a second and just say, I fuck with this dude, bro. He's funny as shit.
Passage in which the court reasoned that the First Amendment may place certain.
I never ever in my life thought I would listen to a lawyer and fucking laugh my ass off. Thank you, YouTube algorithm. Bro, for real.
Restrictions on the remedy plaintiff may seek for her claims. Defendants, Disney, contends this material suggests that the First Amendment protections against state interference with casting decisions depend on the remedy sought. So they're kind of saying, hey, the First Amendment protects us from the court. Oh, the court can't do anything because the First Amendment, Again, as stated by plaintiff, meaning Gina, as stated by Gina, Disney misses the point. The court did not,
she went right over their head, bro.
As Disney insinuated, reach the issue of what kind of liability would be imposed upon Disney if Gina were to prevail on some or all of her claims. Given the contours of Disney's motion to dismiss, such a determination would have been premature, and accordingly, the court did not make it. Because this conclusion is not contained within the order, the court will not certify the order for review. Finally, defendants argue, and by the way, guys, So we're going through this.
Oh, they dropping bar after bar on their ass.
Right? So the court is denying them, denying them, denying them, denying them. They only had to deny them once for this not to go. The court is giving a multitude of reasons why Disney fails. This is an absolute womp on the head, right? It is an absolute slap to their counsel, to their arguments, and it shows that they're just engaging in what is lawfare.
What is that, like a fucking like just spamming them with lawyers and shit? Never heard that term.
Finally, they argue that reasonable judges could disagree with the order's effort to distinguish leading cases on the grounds they did not arise in the employment context. Again, Disney misunderstands the order. In their motion to dismiss briefing,
again, you misunderstood the assignment. Last time. Here you go.
Disney asserted 2 Supreme Court cases. And the court's correct observation that neither of the cases that Disney cited were employment cases. So Disney, like many of the other lawyers, Nick, were citing cases.
He just throw shade? We witnessing lawyer shade. Oh shit. It's got a little heated in this motherfucker. Ooh.
That weren't even employment.
I don't know who the fuck Nick is, but that motherfucker got some shade thrown his way.
Right? They're citing random other cases that had nothing to do with this.
Yeah. Oh, it's like when you... it's like when I wrote a paper in fucking high school, bro. I would just find random shit on the internet and try to correlate it as good as I could, because I wasn't doing research. I was playing Modern Warfare 2. I was playing Skyrim, bro. I was playing video games. I was out with the boys playing basketball, man. I wasn't doing this shit. We were out, on the back roads having a good old time.
Which implied that these cases arose from the employment context. Additionally, nowhere did the order articulate any premise that the First Amendment protections for expressive entities apply with less force, if at all, in the context of an employment lawsuit.
Sir.
Tellingly, defendants do not offer a citation to any portion of the order in support of this claim.
Yes, sir.
Nor could they, because no such material exists.
And if you want to go a little further, we could have a little discovery. Just hand over them emails, baby. Oh, Mickey Mouse, give me your text. Let me see the DMs.
Holy fuck.
Oh, please do it. Please,
They're
please,
literally saying that there's no proof they could have offered because it doesn't fucking exist and they're making it up. That Disney was completely making it up. In sum, defendants failed to show a substantial ground for difference of opinion. Additionally, the court will not certify for interlocutory appeal holdings not made in the order, right? Going down here, whether an immediate appeal will materially advance termination of litigation. Finally, defendants failed to establish that the questions which they seek to certify would materially advance the ultimate termination of litigation.
Yep.
Defendants argue if the Ninth Circuit reverses, then the case is resolved. As the court previously explained in the order, however, defendants' narrow focus on the question of termination overlooks Gina's allegations concerning various conduct they engaged in before and after terminating Gina from The Mandalorian. Because this conduct lacks any obvious artistic or expressive quality, Disney's affirmative defense cannot be impenetrable. Plaintiff's lawsuit would move forward with discovery regardless of how the Ninth Circuit decide the certified question. Look at this. So this is important. Gina would get discovery regardless.
And make that shit public, baby. Public domain. Come on, let's do something.
This is what they're afraid of. The judge is pointing out that the exact thing that they're afraid of, she's going to get. Oh, she's going to get it, baby. We're getting that W.
Fucking Jameis Winston shit. I eat W's. That W, baby. Look at that.
Consequently, the court's decision to deny the request to certify for interlocutory appeal is not only consistent with 1292, but also well-recognized obligation of the judicial branch to avoid deciding constitutional issues needlessly. In short, the salutary principle that the essential facts should be determined before passing upon grave constitutional questions is applicable here. Although defendants invoke Green for the proposition that it is important to resolve First Amendment cases at the earliest possible juncture, the Ninth Circuit concluded that, in light of discovery, the trial ordered on expressive association, the court had a record sufficient to resolve the case on defendant's free speech claim. In contrast, in this case, the order makes abundantly clear that given the allegations, the court lacks the record sufficient to resolve the claim based on Disney's defense.
Yeah.
We need discovery. Disney wants us to decide this with no proof. But guess what? We need proof.
Ain't that just a little sketchy?
And Disney knows they're fucked if they have to give that proof. Defendants.
All right, guys. Today we're gonna take the day off and we're gonna go down to the furnaces. All right, take everything out of the cabinets. All right, get that brand new iPad, that brand new iMac Pro. Yeah, get all the electronics. Come on, bring them to Jerry's office. If you know any nerds, I know Silicon Valley is not far away. Everyone, yeah, call your friends, call your nerds. OT, seasonal pay. Whoever you can get here, yeah, we need to fucking erase everything. Call Hillary too. Get the Clintons. We need some expertise on this shit.
Disney also asserts that if the Ninth Circuit affirmed the order, it would protect Disney's constitutional interest in avoiding costly speech-chilling discovery proceedings.
Did you say shilling?
Proceedings. Defendants do not, however, explain how a Ninth Circuit opinion.
Yeah, drink that water. Make sure you drink water today. Don't be dehydrated. Don't kill yourself because you're dehydrated. Fuck that shit. I drink the syrup, but guess what? I drink like fucking 12 bottles of water a day. Big boy shit, boy. Come on.
Would alleviate the burden of responding to the discovery plaintiff has propounded to date.
Yep.
Nor is it apparent to the court how such a decision could provide such relief. I'll only apologize to you, nobody else. I'm not Asmongold. In any event, arguments regarding discovery.
I have not talked about that shit, but it is an interesting topic. I really want to stay away from like streamer drama. But just know I am plugged into all that shit. The algorithm fucking feeds me it and I fucking read it. It's fucking annoying sometimes, but goddamn, that shit's interesting.
Which the court notes were not an issue in the order, do not appear to have any bearing on the termination of litigation. And do not persuade the court that certification is appropriate. Conclusion, for the foregoing reasons, the court denies defendant's motion. It is so ordered. October 15th, Honorable Sherry Lynn Peace Garnett, based.
Sherry,
baby.
Sherry.
Don't fuck with Sherry.
Sherry
just fucked you up, Disney.
Sherry bent you over.
That was a killing.
Mickey
Guys,
Mouse,
I've read
you
a lot
in
of
the bottle.
motions. That's a slaughter. That is a slaughter.
Bro, Sherry was at Diddy's house and got some baby oil. Say, hey, Mickey, come outside and play. Looking at... Ew, no.
Disney got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
And it's nuts because now we know we're going to get discovery. We know. The court said it. They're like, nothing's going to stop discovery here. So we're at a point where Disney needs to say, Gina, how much money do you want?
Oh, they're going to settle. Yeah,
we'll
that makes sense.
We'll give it to you in bags. We'll give it to you in gold bars. I don't think Gina would take stock because that's going to be plummeting.
Oh, yeah. George Lucas fucked up. That man fucked up taking all that stock.
Have you ever noticed how...
Okay, I didn't expect that. Let's go back. I want to see the comment section below.
So,
as usual, bro, this is... If you're still here, bro, I love this true crime shit. Yeah, so check... I made a podcast for all true crime and rabbit holes that are, like, kind of sketchy. It's fun to go down this stuff, especially with a lawyer-type figure like him. We did it with Power World. This is the second time I've watched his videos. Definitely give him, like, a 1.3K is abysmal. He needs way more than that. But should be, like, 130K likes. Go give him a follow if you like what he does. Really cool. I'm really new to this side of YouTube. Never been interested in it before. But when he relates it to stuff that I care about, it's really awesome. And the way he reads things and he pronounces things, I don't know how. Usually I would be bored to death and fall asleep watching like someone just read like a fucking court document, right? But this is... I feel like I understood that shit, right? Probably didn't, but my monkey brain thinks I did. So, fuck it. Alright, nice to see that Disney will not be able to use a Disney Plus clause to save themselves for these allegations. Yeah, that was really weird. There was a case where someone died. I think they had like an allergic reaction at one of their Disney theme parks. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure they died or had a really bad some kind of break. I'm pretty sure they died. I'm not sure exactly, but like 99% sure they died. And the way they got out of that lawsuit was they signed up for Disney Plus, which had a disclaimer, and yeah, so they couldn't sue them, which was fucking crazy. It's absurd. Yeah, we need some kind of litigation, some kind of laws, something passed where that shit can't happen. Like, cause who knows what the fuck we sign when we click on these, except, the app things like, Apple, iPhone, all these apps and shit. It's crazy. And so, many words, Judge Sherry basically said to Disney, fuck off with this shit in my courtroom. Denied. Yep. Nice. I don't know why I kind of said it like that, but fuck it. I'm tired. I'm more excited for the discovery than any piece of content Disney has put out in years. Yeah, I am too. 100%. It's really odd. I really never paid attention to like celebrity lawsuits or anything like that. The first one was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, which was a goddamn fucking drama. That shit was so much fun to watch. And now it's like P. Diddy. I wish we would have had Epstein's. That would have been crazy as well. And now this one's interesting as well. Nintendo's I wish we could watch, but that shit's gonna be up behind shut door, lock and key, and all that kind of stuff. So we will never see the light of day of what actually happens with Nintendo and Power World. But man, a man can hope. He can hope. But yeah, that's the video, man. That was really, really awesome. Good news, for Gina. Really happy for her. Really happy for Elon Musk coming in and helping her out, because she really got the shit end of the stick. She did an amazing job in The Mandalorian. It was probably her biggest role, I would imagine, that I could think of since then. Since she became actor and everything, and she did a really good job. I think she did. There's a lot of those physical actors that do very well, transitioning from some kind of sport or being a fighter, wrestler. John Cena's pretty good in some roles. Some roles it's like that's just fucking John Cena. But sometimes it's like, okay, this is John Cena, but I fucking buy it type shit. You know what I mean? The Rock as well. What's his name? Drask. Oh, I can't believe I'm slipping out on his name. Yeah, so yeah, it's a shame because I don't think I've seen her in anything since she got fired, which obviously means like he got blackballed by Hollywood. It's fucking Disney, like obviously. But yeah, this is my reaction, my breakdown of it, I guess you could say. The monkey hype man for the lawyer. I'm the monkey, the dumbass, the village idiot. But yeah, if you like my personality or whatever it might be, consider subscribing, dropping a like or comment. Really, the comment means more to me. It doesn't really do much for the algorithm, but I really like hearing from people and like seeing who's watching this and who has what their take on it is or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, check out other videos too, so you can see those right here. Somewhere, click one of those. If those don't look interesting, there's other ones you can check out too. Because I have a huge repertoire of stuff I like to talk about. Because I have a lot of things I like. So yeah, click those, and I'll see you in the next one.